All right, that was challenging. Hi, everybody. It's me, Jessica, your health fitness program manager from McLean, and I'm looking forward to going through today's new express core and stretch class. So, we're going to get started in just, I think, 2 minutes. Yes. On the floor, in any sort of position that feels comfortable for you to sit down on the floor. I do recommend that you have one weighted object today. Maybe you actually have weights. Maybe you're going to use a water bottle, something that you can use for both a weighted pass, placing something on your leg, and then to your hands to bring it overhead. And what else was weighted? Oh, our straight leg sit up, holding onto that same thing and sitting up. So we've got half a class that's all gonna be about resting and relaxing, creating some stretches, opening ourselves to feeling good, life's opportunities, yada, yada, yada. And then we've got 12 minutes of ab work. Not even a full 12 minutes because there's some breaks built into that. All right, 1 minute till we get started. Grab yourself some water or whatever beverage you're enjoying that makes you feel happy at 11 in the morning. Mine's just coffee. Who knows, maybe you're watching this on a weekend. You're having a real good time. I'm not one to stop anyone from having a real good time. Okay, it's 11:15. I've got my timer. I've got a weight to use for a little push pass action happening, and whatever else that you might want to help you sit comfortably on the floor should be nearby you. Starting class. Bam! Right now we got 30 amazing minutes together. Take the first 2 minutes to just find any sort of stretch that feels right for you as you come away from your desk. Maybe it's taking just a couple moments or breaths in actual stillness. Maybe you want to take some gentle little side twists. Just make sure that you do a little something for yourself to start to feel good, whatever it is. In any sort of seated position that feels right for you. And in fact, if the other world is calling for you to get up and like interpretively dance around or do something, who am I to stop you from finding what feels right? You got 1 more minute to be your most awesome, beautiful self. Get weird. Get weird, especially if you're in the actual privacy of your home, and if you have someone else around, who cares? Maybe they'll join you. May you inspire them to do you. Just finding whatever feels good. A couple more breaths right here. Next up, we're going to get some stretches in our neck. So come into a still seated position that feels comfortable for you. Start to create some space in your vertebrae. Notice if you're overarching or rounding your back. Maybe use your hands on your knees, placing your palms down to help you find some length of the spine to avoid that arching or rounding. Helps to take a gentle draw in of your lower belly. Still plenty of space for you to enjoy some big, deep breaths. On your next inhale, find that long length through the crown of your head. And on your exhale, take a gentle tuck of your chin to your chest. Not so much that you find rounding in your upper back. One more inhale here, and on your exhale, take your time. Bring your right ear to your right shoulder. Continue to use your breath, tucking your chin down towards your chest. And bringing your ear towards your shoulder. Your choice if maybe you just hold off and move only on the exhales. I'm just changing each position with the breath, inhaling down, exhaling to the side. If you find that your body needs a little bit of extra time in a particular stretch, absolutely give yourself that time right there. So maybe you hang out for a few breaths to one side. Check back in with the rest of your body. Do that nice little scan. Notice if you brought that rounding or arching back to your back. Can you find that lift through your chest and your heart center? With that core engaged. Take your time. Go ahead, get one, maybe two more times to each side. Just finishing off evenly on the opposite side where you got started. Once again, bringing your chin down towards your chest, lifting up that heart, drawing your belly in, relaxing your elbows towards the floor. Inhale, look up towards the ceiling without bringing an arch to the back. So just find maybe a stretch through the chin, a lift of the eyes, and exhale, tuck your chin to your chest. Keep that core contracted. Inhale, look up. Exhale, down. One more time each side. Inhale, up. Exhale, down. Bring your chin up to neutral. Inhale, one arm all the way up towards the ceiling. Let's bring the other arm all the way up towards the ceiling. Relax your right hand down, palm or maybe forearm comes to the floor as you find a big reach over towards the right side. Inhale, back up through center. Exhale, release your left hand down. Find that big reach over to the left side. Try not to collapse your chest towards the floor. Finding a nice little awakening through the sides of our body. Go ahead, get one more to each side. And then we'll take a quick little spine twist. Just make sure that we're warming up the middle. So inhale up to center, both arms up. Exhale, turn, twist to the left side. Relax those shoulders as much as you can, still keeping that chest lifted. Make sure as you come into these spine twists that first you find the length. Don't sacrifice the length as you come into your twist. Inhale back through center. You can bring those arms overhead if you want to, or keep your arms low. Exhale to the other side. Keep that belly drawn in. Doesn't matter how far you twist today. Great. Let me show you what our first little section of leg work is going to look like. You should have a weight nearby you. We're going to lay down on our backs and keep your knees bent. I want you to really glue that lower back on the floor. So taking that arch out of the back, a little tuck of the pelvis up towards the ceiling, but then release your sacrum down. Make sure that lower back is down as well. Keeping your lower back down towards the floor, you might want to tuck your thumbs underneath of your bum. And we're going to start by drawing our legs up to tabletop. So notice if you came into tabletop and that back already arched, draw your knees a little closer towards your chest so that your lower back stays down. First move we're going to do is either leg lifts or knee drops. So if you can keep your lower back down on the floor, and maybe remember you need to tuck your thumbs under your bum, You're going to lower your legs down until you feel any sort of compensation where your back lifts up off the floor and then back up. If no matter what you feel your back coming up off the floor, you're going to give yourself some toe taps, and you can either do them both at the same time or take it a little easier on yourself and do one leg at a time for your toe taps. Alternately, you can straighten those legs out, make it a little bit more challenging, and do a scissor. That's move number one. Move number two is going to be a weighted pass. So as light or heavy as of a weight that works for you, placing it on those knees, you're going to extend your legs out. If you need to, you can have your hands behind your bum, pass the weight to your hands, bring those arms up overhead. Ideally, your arms and legs are extending at the same time. If it's too much for you for a weight, don't use the weight. Next up, we've got knee drops. So extending your arms to the side, you're going to drop your knees over to one side and either lift yourself back up through the center or drop your knees over to one side, extend down, and circle up through the opposite side. Our last move is once again with the weight, taking our weight, keeping our legs straight, arms up overhead, using that core to slowly lift yourself up and slowly lower yourself down. So try not to just swing your arms. All right, let's do all four of those moves. 30 seconds of work. We'll take a 30-second break after all four are done. 3 times starts in 3, 2, 1. First up is leg lifts. Begin. Remember, thumbs can be under bum, lowering those legs down towards the floor. It's not about moving as fast as you can. Taking the time to move with control is going to help you make sure that you're really using your abs to create the lift of your legs as opposed to just using momentum. After this move, we have our weighted pass. Awesome. Come right into that weighted pass. Place your weight on top of your legs. Extend your legs all the way out. Bring them in. Grab your weight. If this is too much, just reach down, lift yourself up, then use the weight. You can take out that press with your legs, but still work to challenge those upper abs a little bit more. Awesome. Next up, we have our knee drops. So arms out to the side, drop your knees, roll to one hip, either come back through to center, drop your knees. You can do the same thing with straight legs or add in this stretch down to the floor around. Back up, drop down, kick it through. We got one more move after this. It's our straight leg sit up, and then we'll take a 30-second break. Awesome. Straight leg sit up, extend your legs. Take an inhale to lift yourself up. Exhale, lower yourself down. Tap your weight or thumbs to the floor. How close can you keep your biceps to your ears so that you're really not swinging your arms? On this sit up, take a break, 30 seconds to yourself, and then we're coming back into those leg lifts. Set yourself up. Maybe give yourself a little massage of your lower back on the mat. We start in 3, 2, 1. Leg lifts or toe taps. Remember, taking your time. Maybe you bring your heels together, turn your toes out. Keep that lower back down towards the floor. Really draw your belly in. Make sure you're still breathing, not holding your breath. If you're holding your breath, think about bending your legs. Awesome. Next up, we have the weighted pass. So bring that weight right onto your legs. Extend them out. Extend your arms up overhead. You can keep your head down on the floor. make this a little bit easier. Or you can take that lift, but make sure your shoulders lift as well. You're not just stretching your chin up towards the ceiling. You're gluing that lower back down and finding a little lift through your upper body. Yeah, this is some work. Awesome, we got those knee drops to the side. Extend your arms, drop your knees, kick those legs through. Or you're just rolling back up through center. Dropping to the side with control, bringing it back in, dropping to the side. The more that your knees are stacked on top of your hips, the more challenging it's going to be to those abs. The closer your knees are towards your chest, the more you're just kind of starting to work those abs. Awesome. Straight legs, sit up. Here we go. Work to find that lift. It's normal. Your legs are going to move a little bit as you sit yourself up, but really work to press those heels towards the floor. If you need to, you can take a bend of those knees if your abs are not quite strong enough to lift you all the way up. Take a break. We got one more time through of those 3 moves, and they'll get a nice stretch. Get ready for those leg lifts. Draw that lower belly in. Begin. Keep that nice slow breath. Remember, you can always keep your shoulders lifted off of the floor to challenge those upper abs a little bit more if you would like to. We got one more circuit of work that we're going to do after this, but with challenge comes change. 12 challenging minutes so that you can feel your best and strongest leader. Place that weight on your legs, weighted pass. Remember, if it's starting to feel uncomfortable, to stretch those legs out. Just pass the weight from your hands onto your tabletop legs, still challenging those lower abs just by keeping your legs in tabletop. I went for a run this morning and my back is starting to feel tired here. Awesome, we got those knee drops to the side. Or just dropping it to the side and bringing it back in if you don't want to take this, kick out. Work to keep those shoulders on the mat, even though your hips are rolling side to side. We got one more move after this. Awesome, extend those legs, bring your weight or just your arms up overhead. You don't have to use a weight. How close can you keep your biceps by your ears? How much do you need to use a little swing of those arms to sit yourself up? Just things to ask yourself. I know sometimes, especially if these moves are new, take a break. They can be really hard. You gotta take that challenge. You gotta start somewhere, and the more that you practice, the easier it's going to be. Let's take a moment, turn over, send your glutes back towards your heels, stretch that lower back out with some child's pose. Relax your head down below your heart. Slow your breath down, especially your exhale, to bring down your heart rate. Did I miss a move? I don't think so. Nice work, you made it through. Oh my gosh. Oh, let's come into cat-cow. Take a moment and just give yourself a little press into your hands, palms, into your knees, a rounding of that back. And then find the arch, draw your chest forward towards your biceps. Ooh, find that stretch in your throat. Think about getting a little lateral, side to side stretch here. We got one more round of ab challenge that we are going to do. We got a bunch of planks coming up here as well. We got 4 different moves. The first move that we got is a plank. We're going for 30 seconds in our plank, which hopefully doesn't sound too long, but I have a feeling that by around 3, it might sound or feel a little longer than we thought it was. So if you need to, drop your knees to the floor. Just make sure as you're doing a plank that you're not sinking your chest down with your shoulders coming up towards your ears. Even if you're just hanging out in tabletop or hanging out in a check mark, you're being the best tabletop check mark that you can be. Next up is going to be bird dog. So extending opposite arm, opposite leg. This time let's take that long reach through your toe. And if you want to challenge yourself more than just bird dog and tabletop, you can always go for a 3-point plank to make your bird dog a little more challenging but still get some work in the back. Next up, we've got a push-up, recommending that tricep push-up, so elbows stay close by your sides, right by those rib cage, followed by an inchworm into a mountain climber. So coming back up to plank, give yourself 4 climbers and then walk yourself up into your inchworm and walk yourself back forward. Those are our 4 moves. I'm going to tuck my shirt in like a winner. Let's get ready to challenge ourselves to sea change with just about 6 minutes of, it's more than 6 minutes of work. What am I talking about? 1, 2, 3, 4. No, it's 6 minutes. Oh my gosh, Jessica. All right, so down to the floor, any kind of plank you want, straight arm, forearm. Those are the arm varieties. Starts in 3, 2, 1. Begin. So work to find a little squeeze of those glutes, bringing that chest forward. Eye gaze is gently forward too, just a little forward of your fingers, so there's no tuck of your chin towards your chest, and there's no extra strain through your neck. We're going to go right from this move into bird dog, or remember, you can do a 3-point plank. I'm going to go for bird dog. So go ahead, bring those knees towards the floor, opposite hand and knee, reach out. If you want, you can even add in this crunch in between, do a little bit of a balance challenge. Awesome. Find that squeeze of that lower back. You can even add in that extra lift if you want. Stretch, crunch, stretch, squeeze, and lift to really get that lower back just a little bit more, especially if you're down here with 2 points on the floor. We got that push up next. So either staying here in tabletop and really working to bring your chest and head down forward first before your belly with those elbows in really tight, walking your knees back or being on your toes, same move. Rather you go really slow. Maybe you only get in 2 push-ups. Maybe you're really just working on the down part of the push-up. Next up, we got that inchworm. So in a plank, you got 4 mountain climbers. And then walk yourself in, walk yourself out. You can either do 4 total or go for 4 on each side. You're challenging yourself to see the change. Your choice if you're moving slow in those mountain climbers or if you're moving fast. Take a break. You got 30 seconds to yourself. We're coming right back into a plank. Feel free to give yourself those stretches that feel good. Round 1 is done. Let's Power through round 2. 3, 2, 1. Get into that plank. So even if you're on your forearms, you bring those shoulders forward. Eye gaze is somewhere around your fingertips. Just breathe it out. Shoulders are about in line with or below. Hips. Hips are about in line with or below shoulders. 5 seconds left. 3, 2, 1. Coming into that 3-point plank or bird dog. Gave myself at least a second in that 3-point plank. Even if you're not mastering the 3-point plank today, if you try it, you're close to the floor. How far are you really going to fall? Please be careful. You can always come back onto those knees. Let's get in that push-up. Keep those elbows close by your side. I'm so tired of push-ups. Oh, we've got our inchworm mountain climber. And then we got a break. Do your legs in a different direction than you did last time. So if you came straight up towards your nose, do some cross body. Ready for that break? Great, take it right now. We got one more round through. One more round through of work. Then we'll find some big stretches for these shoulders and say adios for the day. 10 seconds till we come into our last plank. Any kind of plank you would like to do. 3, 2, 1. So maybe you want to give yourself a little elevator plank. Maybe you want to give yourself a little sachet plank. Maybe you decided that you were into a rolling plank. This is your choice to have a little fun with the workout. Or just hang out in a regular plank. 3, 2, 1. Bird dog or 3-point plank. I told y'all my back is tired. You can see it here in these bird dogs. Just not ready for that 3-point plank this morning, and that's okay. Know your body and when you need to take a little break. Push-ups. That doesn't mean that you have to do nothing. Just because you aren't going to go for a run doesn't mean that you can't enjoy a nice walk. Last couple seconds of these push-ups. Awesome. Inchworm mountain climber. Last one. Can you switch up those legs each time that you come through? Can you move a little faster through your inchworm? Five seconds left. Oh wait, we're done. Oh yeah, that's what that beep means. That beep means we're done. Yay! Come on back into a beautiful child's pose. Remember, you can take a generous bend of your elbows
if that's what feels right for your body today. Oh. Slow that exhale down. We'll stay here for 30 more seconds before we come into a beautiful cobra, pulling our bodies forward. Slow that exhale down. We'll stay here for 30 more seconds before we come into a beautiful cobra.
Sorry, y'all. My headphones have a mind of their own. All right, pull yourself up forward through that cobra. I was like, whose magical voice is that? And the answer is mine. Oh, it's mine. If it doesn't feel good for you to be up on your hands palms, you can always be on your forearms. You can always walk your hands out further or even a little bit more in front. Wider and in front makes this one a little bit easier. Go ahead, relax and release your chest down towards the floor. Make a pillow with your hands, bend your knees, place your forehead on your hand pillow and windshield wipe your legs. Relieve any tension that might still be in that lower back. All right, let's come on back to a gentle little inversion. So press yourself into tabletop just because that's going to help to bring your heart rate down, and we're going to get a stretch through our shoulders here as we thread the needle. So keep your left hand palm down on the floor. Get ready to follow your hand with your eyes. And inhale your right arm all the way up towards the ceiling. Squeeze your shoulder blades towards each other. Open your chest, draw that belly in, find length through the crown of your head. And exhale, thread the needle, weave your right arm underneath of your left, bring your right shoulder towards the mat and your right temple towards the mat. Your hips can shift gently towards the right as well. Enjoy that beautiful stretch through the right side of your body. Either keeping your hand palm on the floor as a nice little kickstand, or starting to bring more of a stretch into your left hand by walking it forward. Even bringing more of a stretch into your upper back. If you turn your face towards the mat and bring your armpit a little closer towards the floor. Your heels can sink towards your glutes. Or you can keep the weight a little bit more forward, a little more of a puppy pose, bringing more challenge into that upper back. All right, get ready to change. Walk your hand back in. If you extended it out, plant your palm firmly on the floor. Feel your shoulder blades engage. Inhale as you stretch your right hand all the way up. Arm follows it, and exhale, right hand down towards the floor. One cat-cow in each direction. Back to your neutral tabletop. Inhale your left arm all the way up towards the ceiling. Exhale, weave your left arm underneath the body. You can shift the weight over towards the left side. Same option to walk your hand palm forward or keep it grounded on the mat. Turning your chest towards the floor to bring a little more attention to the upper back. Take 2 more breaths right here. Ooh. And go ahead, walk your hand back in if you extended it. Press into it, squeeze your shoulder blades together. Inhale, stretch your left arm all the way up towards the ceiling. Exhale, left hand down towards the floor. One cat-cow in each direction. Then go ahead, tuck your toes under, send your hips up towards the ceiling. Quick pedal through the heels. Walk your hands to your feet or your feet to your hands so you can keep that pedal up. Shift the weight into your heels. Go ahead, drop those glutes. Hands come towards your hips. Tuck your chin to your chest and slowly round yourself up. Inhale your arms all the way up overhead. Exhale, palms together. Bring your hands, palms down to the center of your chest. Take a moment here in mountain pose with your hands in namaskar. to just be so thankful that you showed up for yourself today. And in 30 minutes, we got in a little stretch, some ab work, some back work, and hopefully you have a wonderful rest of your day. If you have any questions or concerns, please reach out and I'll see y'all soon.